guys, how's it going? I'm back with my new top 10 bands you haven't heard but should. I've just got out of the shower, which is why my hair's wet. I don't really care. I don't do these videos to, look like a model. So I've got another 10 bands here. This video is really delayed, so the next part of this shouldn't be that far after. I'm just waiting for some stuff to arrive from a couple labels, but yeah, I've been in Norway for a while, which you might know if you follow me on Instagram, so that's why this video has been delayed by a few weeks. So without further ado, let's get into it. First up on Dark Descent Records, we have Ataraxy, which is some, I think atmospheric death metal is a term you don't hear so much, but could definitely be applied to this. It's got huge doomy kind of soundscapes, just really, it's a very depressive almost death metal sound, which I really enjoy. You guys will probably know I'm a big fan of depressive black metal. I mean, I've played it for some time before the transference, so yeah. It's a really good album from Ataraxy, Where All Hope Fades. Check them out. Next up, the album that everyone's been talking about. It came out on Profound Law, but this is the Night Shroud Records tape version. A band that offers artwork which is utterly fucking repugnant and music to match. Pissgrave with their new album Posthumous Humiliation. Sorry, I had to look up how you say that. This is just utterly depraved, violent, hideous death metal with just completely barbaric in the best possible way. Next up on a label that you're probably going to see me talk about more in future videos because they may be new, but they've got some really good stuff to offer. In fact, I have another one of their releases over there, which will be in my next video. So if you follow me on Instagram, there's probably a spoiler alert there, but this is the Mass Extinction EP from Gutless on Maggot Stomp Records. It's, again, just hideous, brutal savagery in all the best ways. If you're into your old school death metal, then need I say more? It's just pure skull crushing death metal goodness from Gutless on Maggot Stomp Records. Next, to go in the complete opposite direction, some symphonic black metal, and I'm sort of, it's a genre people seem to be quite divided over, with bands like Dimmu Borgir maybe going a bit too light for some black metal fans, but I think the balance has been made correctly by Grand Celestial Nightmare on The Void of Death. This is some really ambient and gorgeous kind of cosmic sounding symphonic black metal, not so much on the kind of Inquisition side of things, but very ambient, very nice. This is on the Throat Records. Lovely purple tapes. So yeah, if you dig bands like Anorexia Nervosa more than like Dimmu Borgir and stuff, this is definitely one to check out. I really enjoyed this. A friend gave me this, and I didn't know what to expect other than what I'd listened to, like 1-2 songs on Bandcamp. Really enjoyed it. Great album. Next, a UK band's demo, which is some really good underground black metal. I actually got sent this to check out by the manager of the magazine I write for. And this is Andracca with, how the fuck do you say that? Morgulduin. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. On Blackwood Productions, which is, again, a friend's label. Really excellent black metal from here in England, where I live. It's raw, it's nasty, it sort of has everything that the 90s black metal sound had, but with a sort of, a couple decades later it's been rebooted in a really healthy and non-stagnating manner. So yeah, check out Andracca with Morgulduin. Again, if I butchered that, I apologise. Next up is the last solo tape. We'll get onto that last, I think. It's a release on Meisaka and Ojo Records. Again, I'm probably fucking up the pronunciation. It's just a 3-track demo from a band from Finland. Many of you probably know Torso Fuck with songs like Raped by Elephants, who could not remember them. Really good grindcore band. I'm not the biggest fan of grindcore, but they're certainly one of the sort of maybe couple dozen bands that I actually optionally listen to. But I believe it's just one of the members, the guitarist perhaps, or bassist. I honestly can't remember this stuff. I try and research it and then I just listen to something else and then the information's gone. So apologies, but you know, you guys aren't stupid. You can go on Metal Archives or something and look it up for yourself. Anyway, it's the debut demo from Torso. They just knocked the fuck out of the name. It's not the same band. It's not at all related. This is Demonic Vomiting. It's 3 tracks of some of the most heinously crushing, decimating, and sort of just chuggingly in your face barbarism that you will hear. Is absolutely killer. I've been playing it tons. It's possibly one of my favourite recent death metal releases, just on the grounds that it literally feels like taking a steel toe cap boot between your teeth and getting curb stomped. It's amazing. Check it out. Next we got 3 CDs. This first one is on Dark Descent Records. It's Blood Incantation with Starspawn. I'm aware some of these albums, many of you will know this is possibly one of them, but, you know, it's my channel. I'm going to say the shit I'm listening to, and if you don't listen to this, if you know this band or you don't want to hear this bit, you can just skip. They have the thumbnail thing at the bottom to when I'm talking about something else. So, Blood Incantation is, again, like the first release from Ataraxy, quite atmospheric death metal, but this is much more kind of doomy, and it's just, it's some real heavyweight, emotional, but also just still remaining non-pretentious and just catatonically grim death metal. Is absolutely excellent. I don't think I've met someone who has said they heard this and didn't like it. If you did not, maybe, then apologies, I've just not heard that yet. Next, this is a release on Relapse Records, so you may be thinking, actually, is the other one? No, it's not. You know, they're a very big label, but this is actually quite an old release, comparatively. I can't think of the year, so let me just do my research. Oh, fuck, why did they not put it on there? 1992. So, you know, only, what, 27 years behind schedule. But yeah, this is Convulse with World Without God. It's excellent kind of, like, old school death. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say it is old school, but, it's early 90s. It's a release that I haven't actually seen many people speak about. Relapse reissued it in 2010. I picked this up the other day and I was like, how have I not heard this album? This is just some absolutely excellent death metal. How is this album not sort of spoken about in the same vein as bands like Hooded Menace or whatever? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm being ignorant and they've already had their time, and I missed that because I wasn't born in 92, I was born in 98, but to me this is just an excellent album, and I want to bring back the hype because I think this is definitely worth checking out. World Without God by Convulse on Relapse Records. Now we have the last release on Dissonance Productions, Usurper. Now if you like bands like Deceased, I don't actually need to say anything else because it's very much in that vein of thrashy, deathy, sort of with a real, like, new wave of British heavy metal attitude to it. It's absolutely just strutting, fun, but brutal. It's just, check out Usurper. This is their album Skeletal Season. I think that's a really cool name as well. I love this artwork. The band photo is so cringy that it's cool. I fucking love that kind of stuff, like with Blasphemy or whatever, or Black Witchery. They're sort of just over the top. They're so cringe. They're just great. I love it. It's so yeah, check out Usurper. This album is from 2002. So again, it's I remember that was the other slightly old one. Now we have an upcoming release. Here I have the cassette and CD, and there will be a vinyl version coming soon. I don't actually think it's out yet, but this may actually take the place of my black metal album of the year from the point of recording this video. I've recently made friends with the main riff machine behind this project. I'm probably going to grab the vinyl as well. It's just these are what's available now. So this is Murdryck with their new album Convulse, which is some of the most insanely well written black metal. This is the exact same thing, the exact same tracks on Leviaphonic Records for both, and I'm not sure if the vinyl will also be handled by that. I believe that's the Guitarist's own label anyway. He was kind enough to... Shit, where am I even looking? Oh, I'm being a real idiot here. Yeah, he was kind enough to sort me out a bit of a deal on getting the cassette and the CD together, so I'm very grateful for that. I really cannot recommend this album enough. I mean, the artwork again is just insane. If you're gonna check out a song, I think Shadow Beings or The Sea Spirit of the Night are good ones to start with. It's surprisingly technical for kind of black metal stuff. It's got just the songwriting's absolutely stunning. It's really... see, I don't want to say progressive because that sort of conjures up an image of this like sort of all over the place. It's not got that kind of juxtaposing style to it. It's just really intensely good black metal by a musician who clearly knows his craft. So yeah, check out Murdryck with their new album Convulse. There is also an album before this, and prior to that there was a load of dark ambient stuff. This is not really relevant to that, but it is under the same name, so if you like dark ambient as well, maybe check that out too. This was another 10 album or 10 metal bands you haven't heard, but if I could say my own title, that would be great. The next part will be coming. I'm waiting on 3 CDs from Transcending Obscurity, which aren't out yet, so that's through no one's fault but my own, really, that I wrote them into the next video. And something else which I cannot remember. It's going to turn up anyway, so... yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope there's at least, one new band in here that you haven't heard. If there's not, then, I guess that sucks, but I'm sure there's something in here for someone. I hope you stay tuned. I'm not going to tell you to click like or subscribe. If you want to stay tuned, you know how to do that. I'm not going to condescend. So yeah, thank you for watching. Stay metal, and until next time.